What's up, guys? Corey Oldham here, and I'm excited to bring you this training today. I have my video with 0 views outranked a video with 567,000 views. My video with 0 views outranked a video with 567,000 views on YouTube. And this is without a major following. This is without being scammy or faking my results. And I want to show you exactly how you can do the same. So if you have ever struggled with creating content, this training is for you, but I do want to let you know we're going to move fast. So if you're a note taker, make sure you have your pen and paper ready. And without further delay, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. Have my video with 0 views, outranked one with 567,000 views on YouTube without having a major following, being scammy, or faking my results. So real talk, hashtag real talk. Can we all agree that we've dabbled in our publishing in the past? I know I've dabbled, but dabbling is not what is going to make us successful. But we got to know that starting point. So with just loving respect, you got to know, hey, where am I right now? Have you dabbled? Are you dabbling right now? Have you dabbled in the past? Yes, I have been there. So I totally understand. Now, getting in front of people, most business owners, entrepreneurs want more customers for their product or service. But the way of old to get in front of people was really physically getting in front of people. So there's Martin Luther King on the left. There's Billy Graham at the Rose Bowl on the right. They were getting in front of people for their cause, their purpose. But the way to do it was physically. Now, how do we get in front of people today? Through this thing called a phone. So raise your hand. Do you have a phone? Of course, everybody has a phone, and this is exactly how you're going to get in front of people today. Now, do know this, disclaimer, there is no relationship between being good and getting paid. Is there somebody out there that has a product or a service that is not as good as yours, but is more successful, making more money? It's so frustrating, right? I've been there as well. There's no relationship between being good and getting paid. However, there is a huge relationship between being good at marketing and getting paid. And this is a quote by Joe Polish. A huge relationship between being good at marketing and getting paid. So that's what we got to do. And the way that we're going to be marketing is using our phone, making videos, and publishing them. Now, we do need to know this. We're no longer in the age of information. The information is already out there. We can Google basically anything. We're now in the age of attention. And if we want new customers to our product or service, we've got to get their attention. And you say to yourself, how do I get attention on my content, right? And that's what we want. If we're going to publish content through our phone, how do you get attention to your content? Well, through the secret framework to turbocharging your online content in under 5 minutes. There's literally a framework to do this in under 5 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to do that. This is without any following, being techie, or relying on a marketing agency. So you don't need a following. You don't have to be techie. You don't have to rely on someone else. I'm going to show you that secret framework to get your content turbocharged under 5 minutes. You say, Corey, I want to hear more, but who are you? Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a doctor. I'm a marketer. I'm a funnel builder. I'm a software company owner. That picture down below is a picture of me teaching marketing and funnel building to other business owners. I've ranked #1 on YouTube. I've repetitively done this, and I'll have no views, and I can rank above people with lots of followings and lots of views. There's a very specific scientific way to do it. So if you look at the video on the left, no views is what it says. Look at the video under it, 567,000 views. The video under that, 276,000 views. How am I doing it? I'm doing it without the following, without being scammy. I'm not faking the results, and I'm going to show you how you can do it too. So the secret framework to turbocharging your online content in under 5 minutes. We've got 3 things we'll be going over. Secret #1, the little known hack that high-level content creators take advantage of that instantly catapults their social media engagement. Secret #2, how to ethically knock off your competitors and leverage the techie pieces of their ranked content that are under the hood, quote unquote, without being techie yourself. Secret #3, the basically backwards process to crushing your online content almost immediately without stumbling your way through social media. Who stumbled their way through social media before? Yeah, I have too. So secret #1, let's go through it. The little known hack that high level content creators take advantage of that instantly catapults their social media engagement. So when it comes to publishing your content online, the platform you publish on, the platform matters. Okay, let's go through that. What do I mean? The platform matters. So there are various platforms online, right? And I have just a couple of examples. Facebook is a platform. Instagram is a platform. Twitter, YouTube. But when we're publishing our content, we've got to understand the psychology of our user. We don't want to pick a platform that we like. We need to pick a platform on where they are and their psychology of how they're using that platform. Okay. So with Facebook, if you have somebody going to Facebook, what are they doing? They're just scrolling, right? So the psychology of the user, they're just there to hang out and see what's what. Going to look at pictures and birthdays and this and that, family, catching up, whatever. But are we really seeking anything? No, we're just going there to hang out, see what's what, right? And that's all of us. Well, what about Instagram? What do people go and do there? What's their psychology? They're just there to hang out and see what's what as well. What about Twitter? Same thing. So all these platforms just there to hang out, see what's what, just scrolling through that news feed. Well, what about YouTube? Well, it was last summer and the radiator went out on my car and I wanted to replace it, but I actually wanted to do it myself. And so I'm not really a mechanic, but I wanted to do this one myself. And I've replaced things before, but this isn't necessarily my gig. But I thought I want to replace the radiator in my car, but I don't know how to do it. So what did I do? I YouTubed it. Okay, so there's a key difference right here. I YouTubed it. So what was I doing? I was looking for a solution. I had a problem. I don't know how to replace a radiator on my car. I was looking for a solution. And so I went to YouTube to find my solution. I went there to learn. Okay, so when people are going to YouTube, they're going there to learn. And not only that, YouTube is not a social media platform. It is actually a search engine. It's the second largest search engine, second to Google, which owns YouTube. But what do we go to Google? What do we go to YouTube to do? Figure things out, learn. So we'll type in that search box, whether it's on YouTube or on Google. Hey, we're trying to figure something out. But there's a key difference on YouTube versus the other social media platforms. People are there to learn, okay? So there's an education gap that's different. So if I'm posting Facebook ads, for example, if I'm posting Facebook ads and that person's just there to scroll and see what's what, there's a larger education gap than somebody actively seeking the solution to the problem that my product or service solves. So the education gap for your audience is much smaller when you use YouTube. Not to say that the other ones aren't relevant. They're definitely relevant and we can use them all, but understand that the education gap on YouTube, on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, any of those, the education gap is a lot longer. It's like hitting a golf ball out of a bunker trying to get it in the hole versus the ball sitting right next to the hole. That gap is smaller because that person's already seeking me out. Okay. So the takeaway, the platform you publish on matters. Secret number 2, how to ethically knock off your competitors and leverage the techie pieces of their ranked content that are under the hood without being techie yourself. Now, before we get into this, wasn't that a big deal? The platform you publish on matters. So publishing on Facebook versus YouTube, they are totally different. All right. Wasn't that great? So let's get into the second one, looking at the under the hood without being techie yourself. Well, when it comes to taxes, most people have this mentality. They have this mindset, taxes. So if we're going to look at the handy dandy book, the tax code, right? It's a big, thick book, and there's a sliver of it, just a portion, 10% or whatever it is. Don't quote me, but it's a small percentage that gives basically the playbook. Hey, here are the rules. And the rest of it, the remaining 90% or whatever it is basically, hey, here's how you can play the game from the playbook. Those are the rules, but here's how you can play the game and make it to your advantage. Okay. So there's a key difference there. Now, who wants to read that tax code book? Most people don't. Most business owners, entrepreneurs hire this out, right? Because why? We don't want to do that. Well, my brother called about a year ago and he said, hey, did you hear about Trump and his taxes? And this isn't a political thing. This is a money thing. This is a financial thing. Did you hear he only paid $750 in taxes? And I said, no, but that's awesome. He's like, what do you mean? I'm upset. And I said, what are you upset? He said, I pay way more than $750 in taxes. That's ridiculous. That's frustrating. And I said to my brother, Cody, I said, Cody, you got to understand something. The tax code book, well, there's a small sliver that gives basically the rules, the playbook, and then the rest of the book is how to work around it and make it to your advantage and pay less. Now, you have to read it to be able to know it, but if you read it and knew it, couldn't you make this to your advantage, just like what Trump did? Yes, you could. He said, well, I didn't see it from that perspective. Now you got to take it to your advantage. So what do I do as a business owner? I outsource it to somebody else because I don't want to do taxes, but I got to outsource it to somebody else, pay them even more because they know how to play in the playbook, and have me pay less in taxes. Okay. So there's a point to the paying taxes story. You got to know how to play the game. Okay. When it comes to taxes, you got to know how to play the game. Well, when it comes to publishing content online and ranking #1, just like I showed you a minute ago, there's a way to play the game, and we're going to teach you how to play the game. When it comes to YouTube and publishing on YouTube, there are 4 main pieces to get your content ranked on YouTube. It's the thumbnail, it's the headline, it's the description, and it's the tag. Now, thumbnail, what's a thumbnail? Well, the thumbnail is the image that you'll ultimately hover over to click on. So we've got to make a thumbnail that is compelling enough to get somebody to click. There are 2 main pieces that make somebody click. It's the thumbnail and the headline, which we'll get into that in a moment. But the thumbnail has to be enticing enough and curious enough to get somebody to click. Now, with YouTube, when you upload a video to YouTube, it takes 3 screenshots of your video and arbitrarily picks one and makes it your thumbnail. Well, what you've got to do is make a thumbnail and basically push it up with your video. When you're uploading a video to YouTube, push this thumbnail up and say, hey, YouTube, don't use one of those 3 arbitrary images. Use my image that I've created that's going to be much better. Okay. So we've got to have a curious thumbnail. The next thing is a headline. So I'm on Russell Brunson, his YouTube channel for ClickFunnels. And so he's got that thumbnail over there with Taylor Swift, and he's saying, hey, real talk. And you're thinking, well, what's going on right there? And then you look under it and it says almost getting sued by Taylor Swift. Well, he's written a headline right there that's compelling. So those 2 main pieces, the thumbnail and the headline, have got to be compelling enough to get somebody to click. And when it comes to a headline, we've got to type in the search bar what the user is going to be typing. So if we're looking at this from a user standpoint, what are they going to be typing in here? I had a client a while back that made a video on YouTube, uploaded. So he had a channel, he was publishing, but he made a video and he titled it Research That Matters. And he was a chiropractor. And I said, is anybody going to type in that search bar when they go to YouTube, Research That Matters? No. If they're going to type in, hey, I don't want my kids to have fevers, but I want to lower it naturally. What are they going to type in that search bar? How to reduce fevers naturally. So what are you going to call your video? How to reduce fevers naturally, right? And when I do that, and that's what they're searching, what's YouTube going to do? They're going to push it up the search engine and it's going to rank higher. So the headline certainly matters. Now, the headline that got me into online marketing funnels publishing from Russell Brunson was my weird niche funnel that's currently making me $17,947 per day. And I thought, you're doing what? So that headline was curious enough to get me to say, hey, what is he doing? I need to know. And so I clicked on it and went through the process. But it's got to be something that's compelling enough to get somebody to click. So case in point, headlines matter. Okay. The next thing is the description. So we talk thumbnails, we've talked headlines, now we're into description. The description is that bigger paragraph that shows up when you click on the video. And if it's talking about online marketing and sales funnels, just like what Russell talks about, and that's what the video is talking about, well, YouTube's going to say, man, this must be about online marketing and sales funnels. So they're going to push it up the search engine. So when we're writing this, it needs to be very congruent with what our video is about. We need to use the same key words, phrases, and that sort of stuff in our description to help our video, to help YouTube say, hey, this video is about online marketing and sales funnels. Okay. The next thing is something that's really under the hood that you can't just necessarily see unless you have an app or a Chrome extension or something like that, but it's something called a tag. And so when somebody uploads a video to YouTube, they have the opportunity to put a tag, which is a word or a phrase that is congruent with the video in the video's topic, much like the description. Now the description is more in paragraph form, and this is just in a word or a phrase form, but we got to know those tags. Well, how can we find other videos that are ranking really well? How can we find their tags? Well, we have to have that Chrome extension or something like that. Keywords everywhere. This one's from vidIQ. but we've got to have that Chrome extension to be able to see under the hood what they're putting, so we know what to put on our video. We want them to be very congruent, because if they're ranking high on YouTube, they're ranking high on YouTube for a reason. Well, if I can see their thumbnail, I can see their headline, I can read their description, and I have that Chrome extension, vidIQ, to be able to see their tags, and my video is a similar video, well, how do you think I'm going to write my description? How do you think I'm going to make my thumbnail? How do you think I'm going to make my tags? I'm going to make them very congruent, similar, not copy, but similar to the successful videos. So the takeaways, the under the hood, it's kind of like taxes. It isn't sexy. It's not fun to make thumbnails. It's not fun necessarily to write headlines or descriptions or go find those tags. It isn't sexy, but it is what gets you found and gets you paid. If we play by the rules and add the correct thumbnail and the description and the headline and the tags, this is what gets you found on YouTube. Secret number 3, the basically backwards process to crushing your online content almost immediately without stumbling your way through social media. Well, you got to have the right tools to help you out. And there are a lot of tools out there. And here are a couple of examples. Ubersuggest, Smart Mockup, Canva. I mean, the list goes on and on. Keyword Tool Dominator. There's several things we could use to help us get the right keywords and descriptions and tags and that stuff. Freeconvert.com, Zoho, keywords everywhere. But that kind of becomes overwhelming. Thumbnail Blaster, right? Got to have a whole bunch of tools, man. And there are free versions of this stuff and there are paid versions of this stuff. Now I got to have all these things and I got to integrate them all and hook them all together. Or do you feel like this when you see that? This is the way I feel right now when I'm seeing that. I don't want to use all that. But the takeaway is this: you don't need to spend time and money getting and using all these tools. You need Content Alchemy. That's it. You need Content Alchemy. You say, Corey, what's Content Alchemy? I'll say, I'm glad you asked. Check out this video. What's up, guys? Corey Oldham here, and I'm here to show you the software Content Alchemy. And Content Alchemy was actually designed to take away the frustration of creating and publishing your content. A lot of people, when they're publishing content, say they don't know what to talk about, they don't have the time, or they don't know the things under the hood, and so to speak, in terms of publishing their content. And Content Alchemy takes away all of that stress and anxiety. So I'm going to show you how you can use Content Alchemy to come up with your idea, put all the things under the hood on your video to optimize it and be able to publish it for the world to see. So there are several components. I'm on the main dashboard, but there are several components to Content Alchemy, but I'm going to show you just the creating the content aspect. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom and click on creating content. So if you don't have an idea, you can actually say, hey, click here to come up with an idea based on your industry. So that's step number 1, create content ideas. So I'm actually in the info product space. So here are my topics. So I don't have to come up with the idea. I can find an idea in here and click on it. Or if I do have an idea, I can go ahead and type it down here. Already have a topic you'd like to cover? Go ahead and put it here. So I put in how to create an info product. So I'm going to go to step number 2. So what Content Alchemy just did was went over to YouTube and said, hey, I'm going to go grab all the things for how to create an info product and bring it back. And so now we see all these thumbnails from all these different videos that pop up for the topic, how to create an info product. So you see Steve Larson here at the top. You see his thumbnail, you see his headline, you see his channel, his subscribers, how many views, how long this video has been up, even part of the description. So you see that for all these videos. So these videos are successful for how to create an info product. And so we want to model the success. A lot of them are saying how to create an info product in 2020, how to create an info product, how to create an info product, a digital info product. So we want to model that success with our headline. So maybe I want to say how to create an info product in less than 24 hours. Okay, so let's model success by coming up with something similar. You don't want to copy, that's not cool, but we want to model the success. So I'm going to title mine how to create an info product. And then we'll go to step number 3. Step number 3, time to make your video. So now we already have our idea, we already have our headline, and boom, we make our video. So I already have a video actually uploaded. I could change my video, but I have one uploaded just for this explainer video. So you would upload your video here. So now we have our idea, our headline, and our video already made. Go to step 4. This is where we create our video description. So under a video is the description of the video. So those top 2, these are their descriptions that show up. And we want to model this success as well. So these videos are successful for a reason. And one of those reasons is the description of the video. What we can do is come up here and say, hey, I like this paragraph. I want to make something similar. So I grabbed it. Now I can come in and change it up and make it my own words. But we can model that success. So if I have a YouTube channel link that I want to put in mine as well, I go change that out. But I can click on the different components that are in these videos and make my description, make it similar. Then go to step 5. So now we already have our idea, we have our headline, we have our video and description. Go to step 5. One of the main components of making a video successful is a thumbnail. We've got several thumbnail templates. I've gone ahead and added my sample thumbnail, but you can come in here. It's a full thumbnail editor, but you can come in here and make your own thumbnail that pops and gets people to click. Then we'll go to the last step. The last step is creating video tags. This is something you can't necessarily see unless you have some kind of Chrome extension or something similar. It will go under the hood, so to speak, and grab those tags. Because if you're just on YouTube and browsing and looking at videos, these things don't pop up. However, our software will go grab them and it'll even rank these tags. So if my video is about sales funnel, well, hey, I want to use that one too. Or if I want to use funnel hacker, and it'll go ahead and put those thumbnails down here. And I can add my own. So I just went ahead and put my name as an example, but I can add my own. I can click on the ones that are already successful. Then go to final step. So at this point, we already have our idea. We have our headline, our video is done, our description is written, our thumbnail is made, and our tags are added. The very last thing you want to do is publish your video to YouTube. And in a nutshell, that is Content Alchemy. How cool is that? A software that guides you by the hand from idea creation to headline creation to making your video and all the things under the hood, the description, the thumbnail, the tags, all that stuff. It guides you by the hand, and then it becomes intuitive and learns what your audience likes as you are publishing and begins to suggest videos to make in the future. So it's almost like content AI, which is really, really good. So the results with Content Alchemy, I ranked these videos #1 on YouTube. And how did I do it? I used Content Alchemy. So would you like me to take a moment to show you a unique offer for Content Alchemy? So Content Alchemy, introducing, here it is. Content Alchemy is a software as a service. It is a monthly subscription type of service that people can use. We have the beta version right now. We're going to be rolling out full version very, very soon. The beta right now is $49 a month. When we have the full suite, full on suite, we're in charge $197 a month for the software. And if somebody bought a 12-month package of Content Alchemy, that'd be a $2,364 value. But with Content Alchemy, if you were to get Content Alchemy, what else would you need? Content Creation Formula is a great tool, a 3-module masterclass that teaches you all the great components of Content Alchemy and how to get the best out of Content Alchemy. That's a $97 value. You can get that as well. But what else would you need? What about YouTube growth channel hacks? There are things with the YouTube channel itself, not just the video, but the channel itself that you would want to be able to take and implement and put onto your channel to make your channel grow and go up the search engine. So this is a 3-module class as well. This is a $297 value. You're going to get that. What else do you need? Secrets to content hacking. There's a way to model success, and there's a scientific way to model success on YouTube, things that are showing up on YouTube and ranking really high. There's a way to hack those pieces of content. So we have secrets to content hacking. That's a $297 value as well. What else do you need? Wouldn't you like unlimited traffic in just 3 days? So there is a very specific framework that I go through in this single video masterclass that I show you how to go from nothing, 0 to hero, unlimited traffic in just 3 days. There's a way to do it. I had 2 choices. First option, not do this training for you tonight and keep this all to myself, or second option, share with you these incredible tools to help you maximize your message and influence. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the Content Alchemy code. You're going to get 12 months of my software, Content Alchemy, a $2,364 value. You're going to get all these special bonuses, the content creation formula, the YouTube channel growth hacks, the secrets to content hacking, the 3 days to unlimited traffic. This is a total value of $3,055. Now, do know the 3 days to unlimited traffic, that's a fast action bonus. That's free for the first 20 people only. but the Content Alchemy code, total value of $3,055. Now, that total value, $3,055, I'm going to be selling this bundle, this package, the Content Alchemy code, soon. When I roll this out publicly, it's going to be selling for $14.97. But if you want to take action right now, get the Content Alchemy code. You can do it. You can go to contentalchemy.net/now, and you can get early bird pricing right now for just $4.97. $4.97, you get the Content Alchemy code, a $3,055 value. When we roll it out, it's going to be $14.97, but you can get the early bird pricing right now for just $14.97. You get everything you see here, the content creation formula. You get Content Alchemy, a 12-month subscription. You get the YouTube channel growth hacks. You get secrets to content hacking, unlimited traffic in just 3 days. Go to contentalchemy.net, not .com, .net/now. Go to contentalchemy.net/now. Get the Content Alchemy code for just $4.97, and I'm excited to share this with you. I think it's going to be great. It's a great tool. The people that are already using it have had fantastic things to say about it, and I want to share it with you as well. I'll see you on the other side.